Take off the garment of your sorrow and affliction, O Jerusalem, and put on the beauty of the glory of God. So begins one of the first readings for this week's Advent readings, the focus being on peace. And we're discussing Advent, well, kind of, because that's the week that this is, and I celebrate Advent. Last week was Hope, as I discussed, which I spent working on a video game proposal. I did. So, in essence, this week is all about bringing on the peace and bringing on and preparing yourself. We celebrate the 4 weeks of Advent before we celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. That's what we do in this household. So, what is peaceful to me? Peaceful is getting yourself together and enjoying what's here now, rather than focusing on the bad. How about the good? Like learning how to do new editing, learning how to, this included, I decided to play around with holiday backgrounds because I'm feeling colorful and holiday. Don't worry, I'm still pink. But I wanted to play and see what I could do with orange because it matches my shirt. So anyway, what is peaceful to you? Sometimes it's getting rid of bad influences and bad things that just don't make you feel good. So I had to do a lot of that, and it's kept me with a few very close friends and some people that I will occasionally talk to some people because I live in a very, very stacked house. You know, there's a lot of people because it's an apartment. So, you know, you get to know people, you get to know their habits. You know that there's that dude that always vacuums at 3 a.m. on Saturday. I wish you wouldn't. And there's that couple that argues to the point where you want to sell tickets and work on your jalapeno dip recipe. And tickets. I've got tickets. Come see the crazy people come see the crazy people arguing about the tablecloth again. Tickets. Yeah. And asking the question if it's morally okay or right to sell tickets to your neighbor's argument. I'm gonna go with no, but girl needs money. Yo, it's Christmas. I'm waiting on my paycheck. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna be Scrooge this year. Okay, so then there are the people in your life who seem to think that you should be positive at all times, and you can't always be. I wish. But after a while, things become funny. Later. A lot of the world around me and the way that the world has worked is I've ended up coming to a sudden realization that this will all be funny later. Take, for example, when you're talking with people who aren't the most kind people. They only really want the basics. So it's like, yo, hi, how you doing? Yeah, all's good. Which is sometimes a conversation that I end up having with multiple people. It can get awkward. and leave me really, really enjoying spending time with cartoon cats. Because quite frankly, listen, y'all, I love people. People are fantastic. People are wonderful, but it's exhausting. And sometimes you feel like you have to be on. And when you can't be on, are you coming up with some really weird excuses? And do not take this as me saying, here, try this one. Try this way of getting out of things. Because I will state for the record that I am a very bad influence. And so take anything I say on this channel with a massive heaping grain of salt. Just not enough to give you hypernatremia. Okay. So sometimes you are still working on figuring out a situation. With me, it's learning how to handle immersion in water. Say, showers are okay. Fine. I can wade. I'll put my feet in the water. No problem. But if it's going over my head, I'm gonna panic. And of course, we have swimming pools. So people are asking, well, why aren't you by the swimming pool? Why aren't you tanning? Well, that one's easy. One, I'm Polish and German. I have these genetic markers, along with a little bit of Celtic heritage from my maternal grandfather. And these do not always make a person very tannable, shall we say? It depends on the people. I am the person in my family that glows in the dark. Yeah, it's true. There's actually family portraiture of people in a somewhat dark room, and then there's me just giving light to everything. I'm a light bringer. Yay. So anyway. Yeah. So that one's pretty simple. Because I char first. It is painful, and I thus put on a lot of SPF 60. Also, do you really need this information? Second, why aren't you ever by the pool? Well, I mean, would you like to see someone who puts their feet in the water and then just, this is good. This is good. Especially with the way that our pool, one minute you will be basically soaking your ankles. The next minute you will be over your head. So, because that's the way that it's built. And, oof. So, why am I not ever by the pool? I have crap to do. It's not my cup of tea. Things like that. And of course, they make it difficult. I don't want to hear anything negative. Okay. I can't go swimming with you today because I left the dog plugged in. Gotta run. So, I'm not saying that this is a great excuse. I'm not saying it's a good excuse and the dog doesn't like it. So, don't leave your dog plugged in. But, here we are. And I think peace for me is understanding that it's okay not to give an explanation. That sometimes it's just, I'm good, I'm golden, you good? All right then, we're both good. Woo! And yeah, so, but I always want to be polite to people, and I always want to make sure everyone's okay. At the same time, there are occasional urges to stir the pot a little bit. There's something been going on. I haven't liked this in a long time. I am angry. And I've been holding it in for gosh only knows how long, but you don't want to be that person. So, yeah, it's been complicated. So for me, peace is finishing up this course. Peace is knowing that I can create, and peace is understanding that I'm okay and I am awesome just the way that I am. You are awesome just the way that you are. Now, I gotta go. I left a dog.